Welcome to Meteora, the home of Solana's liquidity, and in this video we'll provide you with a complete guide on how to use all of the products and features on Meteora. So before we begin, don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button, and let's dive straight into it. And here we have it, my friends. We are on Solana's home of liquidity known as Meteora, and as you can see here, we've got a TVL of $685.46 million. Massive. We've also got $280.52 billion total swap volume and $1.45 billion in fees generated, all on Meteora, which is absolutely huge. And for those who are wondering, guys, recently they did an airdrop, which you can see in the points section. Basically, if you get yourselves in, as you can see, we've got two seasons, season 1 and season 2, which season 2 is ongoing right now. Nevertheless, season 1, you can see how many points I had. And in the portfolio section, you can also see that I've got my MET to USDC position, which of course was from my airdrop. Now, I did sell part of my allocation, as you can see. Nonetheless, my friends, I've still got some here, and you can see I've got some rewards. But basically, this is for those who qualified for the airdrop. Nonetheless, in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to utilize this platform in order to provide liquidity where you can generate fees. And people use this all the time. This is a fantastic protocol. However, I will urge you to do your own research. Always use a burner wallet. Remember, we are not financial advisors and you must always conduct your own research. However, guys, down below you can see we've got a few selection of pools. So we've got DLMM pools, enabling LPs to earn more through dynamic fees, precise liquidity concentration, and flexible liquidity strategies. And I've actually got a couple myself on the DLMM. Also, we've got dynamic AMM V2 pools, constant product AMM pools that require little upkeep, yet provide extensive configurability and features, dynamic fees, fee scheduler, fee token selection to support LPs, token launches, and launchpads. And finally, we've got the dynamic AMM pools, just the originals, which constant product AMM pools that operate across the full price range and require little upkeep. In addition to swap fees, LPs also receive lending yield from SOL, USDC, or USDT. Absolutely awesome. Now, these aren't the most popular ones, I will say. However, the most popular ones are going to be the DLMM pools. And you can see here that, for example, this Trump to USDC one has got $289.45 million TVL with $58.25 million volume in the last 24 hours. Now, Trump actually launched on Meteora, so that gives you a highlight as to how big this platform is. But basically, if you come to Meteora, it's knowing that you've got some strategies in mind of which you would like to provide liquidity on the Solana network to generate rewards. So, for example, if I was to show you my portfolio section, you can see here that I've got DLMM, I've got the SOL to USDC, of which I've got my TVL, and you can see my unclaimed fees. Absolutely awesome for the ratio that I've done. $80 deposit and $4.60 in unclaimed fees. That TVL has $12.5 million. Absolutely huge. Then I've got the Infinity to Sol one, which I did purely for airdrop reasons. Down below was the airdrop one from MET to USDC in the dynamic pool V2. And then we've got some farms. So for example, guys, if you head over to the pools section up the top, we can basically filter it down to all the pools that we like, from DLMM to DAMM V2 1. And we can see the stake to earn pools X, Y, and Z, which we'll show you shortly. So for example, as you can see here, we've got all the pools down below. So if you wanted to choose MET to Sol, MET to USDC, it's entirely up to you. For me, what I like to do is choose ones with highest volume. So for example, you can see Trump to USDC is a higher volume pair, same as the SOL to USDC one, the one that I just showed you that I've already got myself. So for example, if I was to choose this one, you can see that we've got many different pairs of which are down below. So we've got BinStep for 0.04% fee with the $3.28 million TVL, and then you can see the volume. So basically, it's very important that you understand what BinStep is, and if you need to understand what it is, you can head over to the docs section. Then if you head over to the docs section and type in BinSteps, as you can see here in the strategies and use case section, that we've got the smaller and larger BinSteps. So each bin represents a single price point. Now, I'm not going to read all of this. However, smaller BinSteps allows you to capture more volume, but your max price range per position is smaller. A general rule of thumb is smaller steps for stable pairs and larger steps for more volatile pairs. Now, what's considered a more volatile pair? Well, your meme coins such as Trump, or your meme coins which may be brand new. Many new projects do come to Meteora, and therefore a higher step will be better for more volatile pairs, if of course that's the route that you want to go down. However, larger bin steps allows you to set a wider price range per position, but at the cost of less volume, since there's a less continuous price range, harder for liquidity to be picked up for swaps. Important for highly volatile pairs where price swings can be huge. For highly volatile pairs, larger bin steps could also mean less errors, since with smaller bin steps, a trade may jump between different bin arrays frequently. So basically, the more volatile the pair, because it's going to go up and down, obviously, it might exit you out of your position, and therefore a larger bin step will be preferred for those with more volatile pairs. And then, of course, for those with the stable pairs, maybe like SOL to USDC or USDC to USDT, those sort of pairs will be better with lower bin step. So for me, I've actually used two in the past. I've actually used the bin step 4, which is my highest provided liquidity one, and then I've used the bin step 10 one. So it's entirely up to you, but these top two ones seem to be the best ones out of the bunch. However, you can see the bin step 20 seems to be quite popular, and then you've got a couple others as well. But me personally, I'm going to go with bin step 4, the top one with the 0.04% fee. Because it's the lowest fee, most people are generally going to probably capture this one, and therefore, as you can see, guys, I've already generated $14.77 in claimed rewards, but I've also got around $5 in unclaimed rewards just from leaving this here, and I also need to manage this because it is out of range. Basically because the market conditions have been rough and I haven't been able to keep an eye on it. Nonetheless, as you can see, I can get all my fees right here. First of all. Second of all, I'm going to close it all because it is out of range. Then, for those who are brand new to this and want to, of course, participate, all you're going to do is very simply check the add position section. Then, as you can see, you're going to need to have both Solana and USDC to participate. Now, you can utilize the native swap feature, which you can see up here, in order to get the tokens that you need straight away. So, for example, guys, if I wanted to allocate, I don't know, 0.28 Solana, which is roughly $35 into USDC, as you can see here, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to get $35.50 worth of USDC, and we can now see that I've got $38 in total right at the bottom. So if I was now to go back to the add position section, you can see here that if I was to do the max amount on USDC, and then I was to autofill right above that, basically it's going to automatically generate the amount of Solana that we'll need in order to provide the balanced amount. And then this is where it's very important as well that you must choose your volatility strategy. But please bear in mind, guys, that you must follow your own risk strategies and you must proceed with caution. Providing liquidity does come with risks and you must understand them before you begin. But you can basically choose the volatility strategy how you like it. So spot provides a uniform distribution that is versatile and risk adjusted, suitable for any type of market and conditions. So this one will probably be the general one to do. You've also got curve, which is ideal for concentrated approach that aims to maximize capital efficiency. This is great for stables or pairs where the price doesn't change very often. Not great for our pair. Bid ask, as you can see here, is an inverse curve distribution typically deployed single-sided for a DCA in or out strategy. It can be used to capture volatility, especially when prices vastly move out of the typical price range. It could very well be for you guys, but of course you're going to have to keep an eye on it. So for me, I'm just going to stick with spot, the nice and simple one. Next, all you do is very simply choose, and as you can see here, guys, a position of 0.057 SOL is required, but you will get it back when you do exit your position. Please bear that in mind. However, guys, as you can see here, this is exactly how it's done, and all I need to do is very simply just wait and generate these rewards. Nice, simple, and easy, my friends. And if you want to add more anytime, you can do so right down here. Very simple and easy, and you can do so by adding more by swapping more tokens. Next, guys, if you wanted to head over to the pool section once again and choose a different type of pool, you could go over to DAMM V2, and down below you're going to see MET USDC, MET SOL, X, Y, and Z. And once again, you would want to capture ones with the highest volume, the highest TVLs, because of course the higher the TVL, the less volatility, and the lower the TVL, the higher the volatility. Not always the case, guys. It could depend on the token as well, very much so. But if, for example, we wanted to stick with the MET to USDC one, which of course is the native token, the Meteora token, you can very well see that this top range 0.5 to 750 is the basic one of which we can choose with a 1.02% base fee. Now, if you wanted to add more, which you can see I've already got $14 because of the airdrop. Firstly, I'm going to get my rewards, which you can see here. Next, as you can see down below, we've got a very similar section, so we can add more to this pool if we wanted to earn more from it. And therefore, if I go to the swapping section, I can very simply get myself more USDC or MET, but I can actually use a decentralized exchange if, of course, I can't use any other token to swap. So for that matter, I like to use Jupiter. And Jupiter and Meteora actually have very close ties. We've used Jupiter Exchange many times on our YouTube channel. So for those who need to check it out, by all means you can do so. However, as you can see here, guys, all I'm going to do is roughly get myself $5.58 worth of USDC just as a guide. Then I'm going to take it back over to Meteora. I'm now going to scroll down. As you can see, we've got $7.10 of USDC and 50.5 MET. Now, if I head over to the deposit section, as you can see here, if I wanted to add more, all I'm going to do is very simply choose an amount. It could very well be, I don't know, 8 MET, and it would balance out to the amount of USDC that you need. It's entirely up to you. Of course, it's not that much. So if you needed to get more, all you would do is very simply choose MET, and then of course, get yourself as much as you like, and then you can swap as much as you like. Next, once you're ready, you very simply go through with it if you of course want to do that. Nice, simple, and easy. Then you can see you've topped it up, and you just leave it there to get its own rewards. Absolutely fantastic. Next, if of course you want to do DAMM V1, you've got many pools to choose from. Not going to lie to you, this is one that I don't really do myself that much. However, you can see here that the TVL isn't as great. So this is one that I don't really like to do because there isn't that much volume going on other than this Meta to USDC one, which of course, if you want to do that, by all means you can. But once again, these ones are more volatile and I would personally avoid this. Well, that's what I'm doing anyway. So from here, guys, we've got stake to earn pools. Now, this one is very interesting because basically you can capture the fee share of DAMM V1 by very simply utilizing the stake to earn pools. Now, once again, because these two correlate very much so, and the pools, I'm not going to lie to you, aren't very interesting for me. I don't really like to participate with these. However, some people do like to do that. Nonetheless, they don't really generate that much, and it's something that, of course, comes with a lot of meme coins, and that isn't something that I'm very interested in right now. Nevertheless, if this is something that you'd like to do, as you can see here, the top 77 Borgi stakers have earned $534, and therefore if you wanted to participate in this, you can very simply do so, but the risk to reward ratio, in my personal opinion, isn't really worth it. So that's just my honest review. From here, we've got pools with farms. This is very simple. This is just your standard farming that you could do on any decentralized exchange. But once again, it is only compatible with DAMM V1. So anyone who's got liquidity in DAMM V1, they can use their LP tokens to provide it in farms on the pools within the farms here. So for example, if you had Sol to VSOL, you can very simply see that you can add to this pool of which you would add your liquidity pool tokens, not essentially any tokens like Sol to VSOL, but it would be LP tokens of which you would stake and generate rewards. Me personally, once again, it ties in with the fact that I don't like to do the V1, and you can see that the TVL is ridiculously low, under 1 million. You won't see any pool above $1 million in the pools to farm section. So after that, guys, we've got LST pools. Now this is a little bit better. It's not really my favorite sort of section, but these are liquid stake token pools. So for example, you know about Jitto Sol, you know about Marinade Sol, you know about Infinity from Sanctum. Basically every single liquid stake token has its own pool on Meteora, well most of them anyway, and you'll be able to see them all over here. Now, please bear in mind some of these pools have $1.50 in the TVL, some of them have $2,800, some of them have 600k, and some of them have up to 3 million and beyond. So again, like I said, it's entirely up to you if you want to do this. If you've got liquid stake tokens and you want to generate more yield from your liquid stake tokens, this could be a very fantastic place for you to do so, where for example, if you might earn 4% on liquid stake tokens such as Marinade Finance, you can add an extra 1.86% and a 5.49% APY just by very simply utilizing the pools on Meteora, the LST pools. Next, the last and final section is going to be multi-token pools. And this one is a very unique section of which once again is kind of on the riskier section. However, basically you can have more than 2 tokens in a single pool. Now what that means is, as you can see here, guys, you've got USDC, USDT and PAI3 pool, of which there are 3 tokens in a liquidity pool, and you can see some with even 4, and that is absolutely mental in my opinion. And you can see that it doesn't really work that well. Not many people are using it, and therefore if you don't want to use this, guys, by all means you don't have to. This is something that I'm personally avoiding as well, and therefore all I've been focusing on is DLMM and DAMM V2. Now as you can see here, guys, Point Season 2 is still ongoing, and therefore by providing liquidity in DLMM and DAMM V2 As you can see in the points section, we have received points from 2025 and 2024 from using this platform. As you can see, DLMM and DAMM V1, which I should have on V2 as well. However, guys, season 2 is still ongoing and it isn't visible for us to see right now, but in the background you can very well understand that we are getting points for the liquidity that we provide on the Solana network through Meteora. Now, we basically covered everything on the Meteora platform. If there's anything that we have missed, please let us know in the section down below. But what I do love about this platform is, guys, that they're very user friendly. So you can see up the top, we've got an LP starter guide, and this will take you through everything that you need to know about liquidity on the Solana network and how to provide liquidity if, of course, you are interested on Meteora. So they've got everything that you would need to do, guys. They've got a completely free academy, which is absolutely beautiful. This is what DeFi is all about. And not only that, but if you head over to their docs section, if you were interested to learn more, basically, they've got their very own AI assistant, which you can use as well. So if you have a question to use, I don't know, how does Meteora work? As you can see down below, you can ask the AI assistant and it will very well give you the answer that you're looking for. Friends, this is absolutely awesome. This is one of my favorite platforms on the Solana blockchain, and this is very well something that I would like to share with you. So if you are interested, this is what it is. If you like this video, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. If you have any questions, you can let us know in the comment section down below, or even hit us up over on X. If you have any other requests, you can also let us know, guys, and we can't wait to see you in the next video.